Alrighty guys, welcome. Hope you're all doing well, ladies and gents. It's time to get this show on the road. So as always guys, good morning, good afternoon, very good evening, no matter where you are. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another London session. Yeah, so been a long day, big day, but nonetheless I am here, which is good. Didn't think I would be, to be honest. I'm absolutely buggered, but I'm here so we can have a look at the charts together, see what we can come up with moving forward. Let's have a look what we've got in the news, guys. If you could make sure to hit the like button, TikTok as well, you guys make sure to smash that screen, let everyone else know I am live just now. And without further ado, let's get into it. So let's have a look at the news. Some high impact news today for the Aussie dollar. Negative figures for the actual strength of the currency. Apparently inflation's coming down. I don't know who they're trying to fool, but apparently it's coming down. Absolute crock of shit. But anyway, negative for the Australian dollar, so that has dropped. Otherwise for our session, there isn't much that should have an impact during our session into the obviously US session. Later on in today's some high impact news for the pound, with the Governor Bailey speaking. Not quite sure what time that equates to over in the UK. 1:15 AM Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And also we have the big one with FOMC. So big day, huge day for news, and yeah, definitely need to be wary of that before taking any trades, guys. Anyway guys, let's get into the analysis. Do feel free to ask questions, and don't be shy to say g'day, guys. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start with Gold GJ, because I had a look at gold before, and to me gold looks like absolute shit at the moment. I really can't find an entry point, even if I want to sell it just now. So I'm going to start with GJ today. It looks to me like it's closer to any potential entry, so we'll do that. Alrighty guys, so as per the usual, music, Franco. Oh, okay, is it? It is too, yes, thank you, apologies. All right, so let's look at GJ and look at that weekly candle. And what I have mentioned all throughout the week is, yes, we don't have an upper wick. Do we have to create the upper wick? Not necessarily. So long as any pullback is met by resistance within the current weekly candle, there is not necessarily a need for us to pull back. Probabilities would suggest there is still a really good chance that we could pull back to create a bit of an upper wick. But again, if we keep meaning any pullback is met by resistance, don't necessarily need to do so. So once we go down to the 4-hour 30, we'll see what levels we may have for that potential pullback area or zones. Onto the daily, do still remain technically bearish in structure. Previous daily did close back bullish. Current daily an inside bar candle, so there is very little to no real candle probabilities at all within the current daily candle. Not a great deal of volume as well, so we're not yet going to mark in anything. Normally would be marking the high and low, but just because it's an inside bar candle and there's not really much margin to the high of the previous daily candle, nor is there to the low. So for the time being, I'm just going to wait and see what we've got in the 4 hour, but we do know we're bearish with that previous daily candle closing back bullish. Onto the 4 hour, and structurally we do remain bullish. Yeah, still technically bullish in a 4 hour. Nothing's changed in regards to that. Previous candle closed back strong bearish at support with basically no lower wick, and the current candle has popped straight up, as often is the case, because having no wick in either direction, in this case the downside, would suggest that perhaps there's no margin for the following candle to continue down. Again, doesn't mean it's foolproof, and doesn't mean 100% of the time it's going to pop straight up. But what you're going to find is a high probability, probably around that 80+% of the time, where it will just pop up and not really need to come back down to create the low wick. That's the 4 hour support. We'll likely be adjusting this zone shortly. The most recent resistance is this point here. We've got one just a tad higher up. We'll focus on the most recent for the time being. So 4 hours bullish and at support, bouncing off support. 30-minute is technically, again, it's really technical. I call it bearish off this big impulse to the downside. I'm going to call it bearish. Currently tapping into some resistance here to the left and currently rejecting as well. It's interesting. Got about 4 minutes left in this M30. Could we be looking for some options to sell it? Now, it's the level to mark in. Gonna leave it out for the time being and see what we've got within the current M30 candle. Seeing we're bearish in a 30 and seeing we have pulled back, this could potentially be a lower high within the current daily candle, which is currently forming bearish as well, guys. So what have we got in 15? Bearish engulfing. Catalyst. If this candle closes below that bullish candle in the next just under 4 minutes, I will be looking for a sell to take it back down towards the current daily candle's low. Or to the most recent support, formed just above the current daily candle's low. Yet I'll have my catalyst with price action to look for that particular entry. So that is exactly what I'll be doing. Just going to adjust this zone for the time being. I'll worry about the support a little bit lower down later on if need be. Yeah, so that's what I'm currently waiting on GJ. Further entries will be if price did pop straight back down next 3 minutes, anything provide us an entry. Be looking for my options to buy it from support from lower down. So buys from support, just trade the range. We pop back up towards the resistance, and I'd also be looking for my potential sells and just actually I'll leave it deep. I'll leave it at the 4 hour level. So it sells from below. And price was to pop up yet again, only to reject. Now obviously I'll be looking for entries either side of the support and resistance, but for the time being I'm just going to chill because we're nowhere near it. For entries above, you're looking at 194 roughly, or you got some clean traffic. For entries below, you're looking at about 190 to 70 roughly. So that is GJ, guys. We could have a potential trade in the next 2.5 minutes, so let's just keep an eye on it. I would normally flick over now, but gold, like I said, for me there's no entry right now. It's not close to an entry, so I'm not going to bother until we have this closure on GJ. I'm going to make sure I am on the right chart on my MetaTrader. Make sure I've got the horizontals aligned in the right way using magic keys, so I don't accidentally open a sell, buy, sorry, as opposed to a sell. Members, I'll send you guys the link also just now. Yep, that's sent. Alrighty. TikTok, to the 50 of you on stream, welcome. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you to new followers. Too many names to say g'day to all of you, but I do appreciate you all for joining. Feel free to ask questions. I'll see if I can get to those. I probably missed a few in the meantime. Probably sound really tired because I'm buggered. I've had basically no sleep. Alright, just over a minute left. Franco, more into you. Beats, more into you. James, good to see you on the stream, brother. It's been a while. Asta, I'm new to trading, but the news US Fed rate cut, does that mean gold price will go up? Potentially. Look, it doesn't always equate to that. I mean, the news, to be honest, a lot of the time it will eventually come back to where it came from. So yeah, a rate cut would be show weakness, or that would be a negative for the US dollar, the strength of the currency. But again, it doesn't always tend to be the case. Alright, so guys, focusing on GJ, stop loss will be above, has to be above the high. I want to see an upper wick yet again. This is one of the only circumstances though where it may make the move without it. Reason being is because we grab liquidity from the upside, which lines up with all this area consolidation to the left. Sometimes what you're going to see is just going to pop straight down. So I'm currently looking at the low is 314, so about $300. 295. I'm going to set an entry at 295. So 193, 295. Oops. Allowing for spread, so I'm not going to get triggered in by the spread. That's about pretty much 2 pips below low of that previous candle. So not in just yet. Telegram, I'm using TikTok Studio to stream. Best Forex prop firms, I have no idea, to be honest. All right, I'm in. Let's see. Julio, g'day to you. Pelican, that's fine. If that's your opinion, all good. Gainy, this is a Great British Pound JPY. So yeah, see, could be a buy, could be a sell. I'm going for the sell at the moment. Yeah, I'm pretty much at my entry. And if it flips and breaks zone high, I'll probably cut half minimum. Because now we've got that lower low, lower high. We've grabbed liquidity from this area consolidation to the left. There is really no need for us to pull back and break our own high, to be honest. Dargo, nice one. Very well done. And yeah, I've just entered. So it's pretty much at the entry right now. Telekit, all good, mate. If that's your bias, then by all means. So it's my plan. And if it fails, it fails. Not much I can do about it. I'm just following my rules. Alright, so I'm gonna cut half. And you could be correct. It's the beauty of the markets. We can all have different opinions. There is no right or wrong. It's just whatever works for you. It's simply how it is. Sean, more into you, mate. It's forming a little bit of a liquidity grab, so yeah, we'll really want this to close back bearish. Any confidences why I entered? Well, first of all, it is bearish in M30. Daily is forming a bearish candle. Tapped into some support here to the left, and these wicks to the left, consolidation, rejecting, leaving a long upper wick. Suggests to me we've grabbed liquidity from the upside. As long as we have an upper wick and begun to break the low of the previous candle, that to me would be a solid entry to target the support back at 193.06 roughly. So that's why I took the entry. And it's all good. Win, lose or draw, it's all good. Been on a really good winning streak. Again, just following my rules, not being influenced by someone else who has a different opinion. We're never all going to agree on the same entry. It's just fact. That's just trading. Marcella, fantastic. I'm happy for you. Is Ma by a sell? Well, I'm currently a sell, but it's going against me, so it's all good. Already managed a fair portion of the trade. Teleking, 8 years. 8 years, my friend. Yeah, it's not looking good now. So 15 could be forming support. I may cut this. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it. Hang on to see how this candle closes. I've just closed it because I don't like how it continues to pull back. It could start to consolidate again like it did here previously to the left. Would be nice if this closed really weak bullish. So yeah, so anyway, here's what it is. It's the first loss in last 7 or 8 trades, so all good. Gold making a move down as well, approaching support here to the left. So let's do some analysis on it. Let's do some analysis on gold quickly. Let me just add that to YouTube. Here we go. And that's the way cookie crumbles. Can't always be winners. DJ Mal, that's all. Well, that's trading. If you cannot, honestly, if you cannot handle your emotions and accept that you're going to take losses, you're never ever going to make it. It's fact. It's just absolute fact. I never used to be able to accept a loss. I think a lot of traders like that. You just want to get straight back in. But yeah, it's all about trust, and how I began to trust myself was by gathering data to prove that I was a competent trader. I had a good win rate. I just needed to stop doing stupid shit, and that's what I've done. So right now, accepting the loss, it's all part of trading. Nothing. I'm not hiding behind it. And yeah, we move on. Telekin, yeah, gold is my favorite in all honesty. Med Millie, thank you for the training tips. A pleasure. To the person with the hearts, about 8 years now. 8, yeah, right on. Thank you for the rose, Christopher. Vine by the dip. It's our mate back in action. Welcome. All right, looking at gold. So the weekly has popped up to create the upper wick and is kind of rejecting this level of resistance here to the left, leaving a long wick to the downside. Obviously, we're going to see what levels we've got on more so the 4-hour and 30-minute time frames within the current candle. Let's just mark in the current candle's high as well. See what we've got above that level. On to the daily time frame. Nice strong bullish candle on that previous daily. We're going to mark in the current daily candle's high. Seeing we've now gone up to break the high, currently pulling back. It's just marking a low as well. So actually no, it's very messy below it, to be honest. I'm not going to bother. But seeing we've got that high low high high to that previous candle, if we were to now come back up and begin to break above the current daily candle's high, I feel it'd be a high probability of tapping into some previous resistance here to the left. That price could make the move up towards, yet again, current weekly high, and potentially up towards the all-time high at 27.90 yet again. So that's something we could potentially look for moving forward today. Bullish in structure, by the way. The 4 hour, again, technically I'm calling it bullish. We've not closed below this swing point, the wick. To me, it has to close below in order to flip the structure. Not done that just yet. What we can see is we had a really strong bearish closure on the previous candle. As far as price action, whoops, what I would normally look for, if this was the 15-minute time frame and we took this trade, was it yesterday? No, Monday. Yeah, we took the trade Monday on GJ, if you guys remember, based off the 15-minute confluence where we had strong engulfing, weak pause, entry as price broke that pause counter. It was an easy win. It was 0 drawdown. Kind of the same thing on a 4 hour could present, but you've got, you know, just under 4 hours to wait for that to happen. Let's just mark in the current 4 hour candles low. So we have a lower high, lower low to the previous. See what we've got below that point there. Gonna mark in the resistance up at these highs. Support, we're way off any 4 hour support, so we won't bother for the time being. Got some more resistance just above the current one. Let's go down to the 30. All right, I'm gonna mark that level in. And now onto the downside. So support, quite a tricky one. Yeah, very tricky one, because we've got one level, we've just broken a 15-minute support. 15-minute is hard at the moment because you just got this slow trickle up, but all these levels are potential levels that price could bounce off. So I'd just be marking him in as price approaches him, and so far this is the one that's holding. Gonna find it very hard to sell gold upon continuation at the moment. Would prefer to sell upon the pullback. So what I'll be looking at on gold today, on the 15, the most recent resistance is that point there. Could there be potential buys above it? It's something I will contemplate. We have a nice strong enclosure. We have a nice strong closure. So closing above that resistance, I feel is a high probability we could come back up towards this 4 hour level, and that could be a potential option on gold for me. So that is for the potential buy. Look somewhat like so. And further options for me will be upon a pullback, the deeper the better, the cleaner the better. Be looking for rejection of that resistance for some potential options to sell from higher up. So that is, in my opinion, that's gold. To the downside, it's going to be very tricky. Usually in this situation, when we've got an absolute steaming mess to the downside, what I prefer to see is let price make the move. We don't need to be first to the move. Let it make the move. The cleaner, the stronger, the better. Then wait for it to pull back, form resistance, and that's when I start to trust further sells. Because at that point there, you're trading within clean candles made on the move to the downside. In my opinion, it's more probable. So that is gold, guys. I'm just gonna patiently wait. Yeah, so GJ is right in the middle now. Looks like it could consolidate. It's a sticking point right now. Previous consolidation to the left and over to the left of that. So here's what it is. Look at it close back week bullish. Just rub it in. Telekin, yeah. Look for potential buys. True crypto trader, yeah, for me it is 100%, especially the higher time frames, long term for sure. Again, I'm scalping. I'm happy to trade the market in either direction as long as my analyst presents at a predetermined level, and that's all I do, knowing that I'm going to win about 75 to 85% of the time. Ginge Luke, how much to buy for first trade? It all depends on your capital, to be honest, and what you're willing to expose to on any one given trade, whether it be 1%, 2%. So as a beginner, I'd go by percentages, and I probably wouldn't risk more than, to be honest, as a beginner, more than 1% of your account. And you're probably thinking, but how can I make $1 million off that? The reality is it's a grind. It's a real grind, Forex. So just be patient with it. Don't over risk, because especially as a newbie, you're just going to blow your account very quickly if you do so. Daily bias in gold is bullish. What website, Josh? This is TradingView. True crypto trader, how long do your scalps trades last in time? Well, not very long on for the most part. I mean, that loss didn't take long. The winner on GJ the other day was about a minute. It just dropped straight to TP1. For the most part, I'd say in and out within 15 to 30 minutes. If I get a hold of a runner, sometimes it will draw out to an hour. Yeah, but not that often, to be honest. They're over and done with pretty quickly, especially when you're trading gold. DJ, Mal, correct. Yeah, small size if you are new, 100%. Like I said, 1% probably. Escobar, right now, nothing. Prefer to buy gold, but right now there's nothing for me. Watch GJ, and that's fine. It is fine, because it would have taken the stop loss out. So I'm happy that I cut it where I did. Watch it finesse me now. And again, this is part of trading, guys. Just because I see it dropping now doesn't mean I jump straight back in. In the past, yes, I would have 100%. Would have got blown twice. Absolutely destroyed. But again, you just need to accept it. Sean, charts are looking pretty dead. Yeah, there is obviously high impact news. A lot of it today with the pound and US dollar. So big day. Annie, my buy zone for gold. My preferred area to buy it from this stage is 27.61, 27 to be exact. 27.61, 27. That's where I want price to close above on the 15. Retest and then begin to pull away from that zone. Now, if we make a decent move down and then we consolidate, form a bit of resistance at whatever support here to the left, preferably lower down because it gives us more margin up, then I'll look for the same type of scenario to play out from further back, from deeper pullback. But at the moment, the most recent resistance I've got is 27.61, 27. Esma, you've lost lots of money, I think you meant. Still trying to learn, how can I get help? You just gotta be patient with it, mate. I hope you're not over risking. Yeah, I mean, discipline is key. I'm very strict on discipline, breaking rules and following it, sticking to it. My rules, I know, again, like I mentioned, work 75 to 85% of time roughly. Thank you for the stickers, guys. Big moment, appreciate it. Reality is it can't work every time. It's just trading. So you just need to be really patient with it. Have a solid plan to follow prior to any entry, and that should outline exactly what you're to do of the day. So coming to the charts and analyzing the charts, what you're risking of a day, things like that, and then when you're on the chart, make sure you know where exactly you want to get involved, in what direction, and what you want to see. Very simple. True crypto trader, that will be from 5 AM onwards for the push up. that what you're looking for? Yep, fair enough. You may have noticed something around that time of day. So yeah, just play to your strengths, guys. Again, I don't claim to be any guru. The reality is, the fact of the matter is I'm not, but I'm confident in what I do. I'm not professionally trained by any means. I've not been to uni or anything like that. I completed high school, that was it, and a public school. So I'm no genius, but I know how to trade. Been a grind. Yeah. So I'm not here to sell anything or anything like that. Yeah, just throw some love and watch on the daily. You'll learn a lot. Got heaps of videos on my profile being uploaded recently. There'll be a lot more to come. I stream live on both YouTube and TikTok. So if you want to know more, you'll find it. I'm sure you'll find it. You guys, you're not that daft. I'm sure you're intelligent enough to work it out. True crypto trade. Do I trade as A.C.T? I don't, to be honest. Fair value ups I kind of understand. Imbalances just slightly different. I'm understanding a little bit more now. Would I maybe use them to add confidence to an entry? Possibly. Would I let it put me off taking my entries that would work for me? Like I said, 7 to 8 times out of 10? No. I would not. I would not let it put me off, because that would just be me throwing everything I know out the window. Just because some I.C.T guy says it's a sell and I'm trying to buy it. If I have done that, the amount of times I would have done that, I would have basically robbed myself of a win. So again, none of this is investment advice, guys. If you agree with my trades, fantastic. If you don't, just chill, enjoy the stream. Again, I'm happy if someone's selling it and making profits. At the same time, I'm trying to buy it and make profits. It's trading, guys. We should all be on the same team. We should all, encourage each other, help each other. Would a share? Hey, agent, like your stream. Check out more why. Yeah, no idea. True crypto trader, stick to what works for you. Yeah, 100%. Right now, there's... Ooh. Yeah, not sure. Would have been a little bit... Yeah, I was going to say to maybe a potential entry off that bearish engulfing on the limit order, but it would have been in a bit of drawdown. Not interested in selling gold. For me, there's just no margin. There's no range to downside. I'm happy to look at other pairs too, guys. If anyone wants me to look at any other Forex pair. Cryptos, I only focus on the majors. Do look at NAS as well, more so for MY. I do like silver. Don't really trade it, but I like it. Edward, when London Open, it's something you guys should probably know, to be honest, but it is, otherwise it's in 35 minutes from now. It's important to know those things, guys. It's quite easy to find on the internet. Forex Factory will tell you. So it's showing here, obviously we're 35 minutes away. Thank you for sharing a live, guys, and thank you for all new followers and stickers again. To Lita, is this a downtrend now? Downward trend now? Look, within the current daily, yes. Would I call it a downtrend? No. I still believe gold is well and truly in a big uptrend. But again, based off what I'm seeing in the current day's candle, I would consider selling it. I'm just not prepared to sell at the current level because of the mess on the 15. But I would be prepared to sell it if it did pull back, form resistance, create that lower high, reject, and provide my price action catalyst. So whether it be from this previous support on 15 or even higher up, doesn't really make a difference. As long as it respects the daily high and I get my catalyst, I can sell at my catalyst. There's many different catalysts. That's probably going to be your next question. You just need to watch and you'll learn about what I determine to be a catalyst. So GJ is becoming a little bit tricky now. And to be honest, the charts are going to be really tricky in London session today, guys, because of the news into MY. The high impact pound news comes during MY session today. Yeah, so it's 8 a.m. BST, correct. True crypto trader. Todd Stimmer, just a Valentine guy, is a great buy with Valentine just around the corner. Might even get lucky. I'm assuming that's a meeting point. We'll get lucky. Grimes seems you mean gold is grabbing some liquidity, didn't get the highest, yes, the highest yesterday. Yeah, it could be, definitely could be. It could be obviously just, well, it's just broken the Asian, well, the current daily low. Asian session is fast on closing. Yeah, still got a little bit of time. If it's created a lower low, is it just to grab liquidity? Now there are levels of liquidity here to the left, but at which point is it going to actually start to bounce? And that's the thing no one knows, because you would look here, you would have thought it looked like it was about to do so. It took impulse entries, you would have got caught in a loss. Here, based off one candle, that's not a strong enough confirmation when you've got that resistance just ahead and it wants to come back down further. So like I mentioned before, all good, because what that could mean is better options lower down, more margin. Could be at this point, it could even be lower down. But again, it's all about having the patience to wait. So later, all good, not a problem. What time frame is this? Mercedes. Gold, it's the 15. GJ generally the 30, but I do use the 15 as confluence. Gold, I'll go down to as low as the 5 minute. True crypto trader. Buff the EMA on daily for around 1 hour, so no downtrend. Just a pullback. And see, that's the beauty of trading right there. We've got true crypto trader using EMAs to add confluence to these trades. I'm not going to say indicators are shit, because they're not, but for me, they just, I work better off this setup. So I can even trade off that. But if you can manage to use an indicator to help you out, then why not? I mean, this is one I occasionally use. This is just showing me the daily candle, how it's forming. But I don't really use it that much anymore. Rob Shan, 2762 test. Yeah, it could be a level that pops back up to. I'd definitely be looking to buy it for that, or as it pops above that point. Grimes, what's your thought on GJ, please? Now my eyes are sweating as I'm in draw now. But that's the thing, man. Irrespective, like before, I took a quick loss. It was not a painful loss because it was a planned loss that you might think, but how can you plan to lose? It's not planning to lose. It was a planned trade. So it's a valid trade. I was willing and happy with the risk I had on the table. I managed the risk. So I wasn't sweating it. And that's how you should be with every single trade you take, win, lose or draw. my taking right now is tricky. I mean, it's just consulting. If we start to pop below support and you want to see a nice strong closure right out, more preferably below it, then it looks good to come down eventually to 193.0506. If we form support just here and start to pop above this resistance, I think there's a good chance of coming back up to the 4-hour level around that 193.648. So don't sweat it, man. Have a plan for when trade goes against you. Have a plan for when it's going for you, and just manage it accordingly. You thought it'd be flying by now, but no, and make it hard. Yeah, it's just consulting. So I'm obviously you're in a buy. Bro, those blue boxes you put on screen, what do they mean? They're zones, so zones of liquidity. So some people won't include the wicks. I'll just simply have a horizontal at opens and closes of candles. I like to include all the wicks, because what you can often see is price often gravitates to a particular level, and what will happen, candles will wick into that level multiple times. So for instance, if I'm looking to sell below, let's just say that point there, because we've got heaps of wicks here to the left. If you were to try to sell on impulse as price broke, for instance, this point here, the bodies, which some people would, they'd have a horizontal there, and as soon as it breaks, right, they're in a sell. Look what happens multiple times after that support. First time, rejects. Second time, rejects. Third time, rejects. There's a reason for that, because it's a zone of liquidity. So maybe it's grabbing that liquidity, make the next move up. That's what it's done. So my argument is, why not wait till price clears that whole level? It's more probable. Sometimes it doesn't mean it's going to happen straight away. Like even here, it cleared it, but it popped back above. But eventually, again, it popped back below. It's obviously a sticking point. So area of liquidity. Once we start to pop below it, it made the move down. So again, there is, I say every single stream, there's so many ways you can skin a cat. It's just whatever you can make work for you. If you prefer to use horizontals, by all means, I prefer to use these boxes. The blue boxes represent the minor time frame, so the 30 and the M15. The gray boxes represent the 4-hour time frame, and they're the more significant level. PO3, yeah, for the the daily candle, true crypto trader. It's a good one. Grimes, yeah, true crypto trader. If you are sweating it, it's true. It's because you've got too much riding on the trade. You're over risked. Yeah, but Grimes, that might be too big of a position for your account. Who knows? So don't go by lot size. Go by what you're risking off your account for each individual setup. And gold's still moving down, all good. Right, how can someone balance? Balance is in risks, know what they're risking per trade and things like that. You just need to have the plan. Simple. So what are you willing to risk per trade? Yeah, my risk floats because I use fixed lot sizes. So my risk will float, and it depends on, it always depends on your entry to stop loss. But to be honest, for me, I risk anywhere between 1 and maybe 6% of trade. That previous trade was about 2%. And I would have walked away with probably just over 1% loss, probably about 1.5% loss or something, which is all good. Also coming to the end of January, guys, so that's another thing to consider, the monthly candle. So in gold, we're potentially going to close a catalyst on the monthly above the bodies of the candles here to the left. We can look at GJ. Ugly price action. consolidating on a monthly makes it really tricky. It looks like it could close bearish. It's here, sell. Yeah, it could be. Again, could be a sell, could be a buy. Just need some. For me, it's nothing at the moment. True crypto trader, 8 years, my friend. Grimes, all good, mate. All good. Sean, sorry, mate. I didn't see that. YouTube's very quiet, but there are a few messages in there. Look at EU on the 15th. Wow. Is there breaking news? Unless it's to do with that, but is it the majors? Yeah, a little looks that way. But EU's been affected more so it could be to do with that low impact German news. Trading market? No, it's a high probability in my opinion. It's just, it's trading. It's all about law of probability. So there's my scam account to A.C.T. Forex in the chat. That's not me, guys. So if someone sends you a message, it's not me. I do not initiate contact. Just be aware of that, guys. Don't be daft. And I have no idea how to block a person from watching my streams and that. But yeah, that's not me. I did not put the roses in the chat. They're using my profile. If you guys can report them, I have no idea how to do it. I'm new to TikTok myself. True crypto trader, I have, but I got destroyed due to some bullshit rule which I never broke. Had a 300k funded account, was due a payout, and up comes some stupid parameter which I was within a couple grand of breaching. A particular company said to me, it's their mistake, it's nothing, it shouldn't be there. I said, okay. They said I'll fix it. I was waiting for them to fix it. No reply. Said I breached the account. I said, well, hang on. I said, no, sorry, you didn't. Our mistake again. Then I went to log in, couldn't log in. And then it said a hard breach because I wasn't active in a month. It's a joke. Of course, when you're ready to get a payout, of course that happens. So be very careful with funding accounts, guys. Sure, let me have a look. I'm so tired, guys. God, bugging. What have I done wrong? No, it's not working, brother. Oh, done it wrong, haven't I? No, it's not working. Grimes, yes, I'm never in trade before red volumes. Sean? BT, I'll have a look at that for you shortly. I can't remember, do I need to leave chart in or not? I really can't remember because it's not often I get a chart sent in. I'm having all sorts, guys. Ah. No, sorry, man. So let's look at NAS. NQ's the futures, isn't it? The futures contract. So it's essentially the same thing. So okay, we'll look at this anyway. Yeah, the futures, yeah. All right, so let's look at it. So the way I would analyze this chart is I first of all start the weekly. As we can see, it's got a gap to the downside, left a long wick down, back at support here, strong support on the weekly time frame, also bouncing off psychological 21,000 flat. So it's popping back up near its high. Let's just marking the high of the current weekly candle. Once again, seeing coming to the closure of the monthly candle with what I would normally call zero probabilities. It's got a lower high and a lower low to the previous, but it is forming bullish. So it's tough to know what to make of that, but it is bullish. And we have tapped into and bounced off previous resistance, and also again at 21,000 flat. Onto the daily. So the weekly was still weak bearish daily, structurally bullish, counter probabilities bullish, broken high of that previous candle. No need to come back and break the candle's low, so let's mark in that candle's low. 4 hour, structurally I will call that bearish. Got a gap here to the upside, so good chance it will fill, but doesn't always have to, but there is a high probability it would happen. Structurally again, it's bearish. Nice strong closure in the previous candle, marking the current 4 hour candle's high. As far as levels, this is where I start marking levels. I'm gonna not bother, I'm gonna do it on the 30. Resistance we've got up top here, support way off, so we're not close to any of those levels. 30, this resistance lines up current price action, so marking that point there. 15, yep, I just drag it up to the high, so I just drag this across. With that now. All right, so for me on NAS, I would call the 30 bullish. Technically, if you're using 2 consecutive candle pullback in the opposite direction, you don't have it here, but that to me looks like a swing. I've obviously closed above it. So for me on NAS, considering the fact that the weekly is rejecting and close to flipping bullish and potentially fill that gap, considering the fact that we've got the daily structure bullish, we've got the 4 hour as it's technically bearish, but counter probabilities to the upside. You got 30-minute structure bullish, got the daily counter probabilities to the upside. I would prefer to buy it, and what I've been looking for is buys above the current day's high. Seeing we have rejected recently, I'd want to see a closure above, retest, continuation. 15-minute would suffice on NQ. Similar to gold, has a lot of volume, so I would trust the 15. Further options would be upon the pullback, and I would say as long as it remains above 21.53. So 21,530. I would prefer to buy it on the right confirmation to do so. Now, for me, I feel NASDAQ could give some nice limit orders. From what I've seen a lot of late, the price tends to pull back to liquidity and bounce off it quite well when it is trending. So I would be tempted, to be honest, really tempted to wait for, or even just to set a limit order at 21,546. I'd be extremely tempted to do so. Stop loss well below the support, probably around 21.50, and kind of like an intraday trade, maybe targeting the highs of the day. Yeah. Now, further options, I mean, sells could present if we now pull back, create double top, or maybe even a lower high, form that M formation, and start to close below this support, retest, and it could be some potential options to sell it as well. So that is my opinion of NAS. I would prefer to buy it, but I can see some potential for sales. Now, to add confidence to that, it'd be really nice if you could wait for buyout to close bearish, but it's a long way off. Yeah, that's my opinion of it, mate. Hopefully that might help you out a bit. DJ is just absolute trash in the moment. I mean, looked like it was going to melt then, popping straight back up. So it's obviously just consolidating, but again, right now we're kind of consolidating. We're closing still below the bodies of the most recent support here. So in my opinion, there's still a good chance it could come down, but based off that, I can't just sell it. I need a catalyst. I don't have it. Phil, all good, mate. Hope you're all good. Beats, pleasure. Or as always, brother. For anything, just let me know when you want me to check out a pair. I'm happy to do so. We're saying gold is just at a very tricky area. Price action. I was gonna say, let's look at GU, but GU looks similar to gold. To downside looks a mess. To the upside, there's an entry point above 124.656 to be exact. Nice and clean above that resistance. To the downside, in this situation, my guys know exactly what I'd be waiting for. Nice clean move. Potentially looking for buys from support upon the right confirmation, do so, or just wait patiently for it to pull back. Clean move. Reject, lower high. It's more probable entry. EU still coming down. Alright, EU is at an interesting level. It's come from the daily high. It's swept the daily high, and again, I mention this quite often. The amount of times you'll see that happen where price will pull up towards London Open. In this case, it was EU Open. Break the Asian session high or low, depending on where we're at the time, only for it to reverse, and that's the liquidity grab for it to potentially continue trending to the downside for you know, a big part of the day. Did I just get banned from TikTok? Stream just cut out and I saw something come up. Fuck knows, honestly. Well, if it did, it'd be fun streaming. But 20 people on YouTube moving forward. Yeah. What did I do just then to... What a fucking joke is TikTok, honestly. Oh man, honestly, if I just got banned for... I did nothing different. Yeah, I got banned. Fuck that. It's explain to me, TikTok, why the fuck am I getting banned for that? Yeah, banned for what reason? You can't even appeal it. That's just the joke TikTok is. It's a fucking joke. I'm gonna check out Rumble then, because there's no point streaming just on YouTube. You guys are great, but I don't know why I'm just not the popular guy anymore on YouTube. Yeah, I'm gonna get going, guys. I'm not gonna get anything now, so I'll catch you guys later. Members, I'll be in touch in the chat. Take care, guys. Cheers. See you next time.